everyone, and welcome to the program on CMTV exclusive live with Wax Day. On today's program on our exclusive, we are looking at Wax Day in retrospect and Wax Day in the nearest future. You may have been hearing the lyrics, I don't the hustle no be small. Now at times to chop money, and when I step into the floor, all the DJ call my name. And this time around, we have the opportunity to have the artist live. He's an international artist who have been creating an indelible ink in the entertainment industry, not only in Africa but the world at large. In his lyrics, he will tell you that if you don't know who I be, Google me, you go see, because Ban Ki-moon snap with me. And this is Wax Day. Hello Wax Day, good evening and welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me. I think you know those lyrics a little more than I do.
Thank you very much, Wax Day.
Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure for having you here.
Yeah.
Please, but before we get started, we want to get your who is Wax Day? Wax Day, is that your real name?
My name is Nde Funk. I come from small London.
Okay.
Yeah, but you can call me Wax Day as it said. I was born in Bamenda. I grew up in Cameroon. I moved to South Africa some time ago, and I started a musical career as a jazz artist. And I studied law, so I worked as a legal practitioner for a while, mostly in humanitarian issues, working for the rights of refugees in South Africa as a human rights counselor. And then I formed Lollipop Records, which is not just a record label, but also did social communication for lots of clients, especially the United Nations and NGOs such as Save the Children, basically using music as a vehicle to transmit messages and mobilize populations. And I think that's where I really developed my background as an activist, which I tend to be termed as now a musician and an activist. In 2010, I started to make the switch to urban music when I first did the remix of the song "I Don't See My Wife" with Don Tom. And I think that was my first foray into the urban music scene from my jazz background. And then subsequently, I started the reality TV show Number One Girl in Cameroon, looking for a video vixen. And then, it's been, over the past couple of years, I've been working with the One campaign to mobilize Africans and give African artists a global voice in addressing African issues. So you've seen big projects that I've led, such as Coconut Chocolate. They do a great campaign which meant to promote agriculture across the continent. And last year I did another campaign called Strong Girl.
Okay, what did they
with a number of artists. So that's it. Today I'm back in Cameroon. I just relocated back to Cameroon to continue what I do in Cameroon as an artist. And I'm here launching an album, and that's it in a brief. I think we can talk more about that as we go.
Thank you very much, Wax Day.
Yeah.
Wax Day, how did you get into music?
My foray into music actually started when I was quite young. My dad had a tape, VHS tapes back then. If you don't know it, then you're too young, to date me. But we had VHS tapes, and he had a tape called Motown 25, which was the 25th anniversary of the Motown sound, the Motown record label, which was responsible for the offspring of black music in the U.S. The Jackson 5, Linda Ronstadt, Smokey Robinson. So I started listening to those, and I think that's where I developed an early interest in music. He was also a guitarist, and I think that's where I started to learn how to play the guitar, watching him play, and starting to teach myself, learning chords from him, and then. Subsequently, I think I let go of music for a while, but when I got to University of Buea, the bug for entertainment hit again, and I think when we got in the first ever music concert that was organized in Buea, I did with my Shezan friends at Amphi 250, and I think that was part of the history of Buea as an entertainment hub. We started with dance groups, music concerts. I organized an awards called Lasan Music Awards, and I think it just grew from then. When I went to South Africa later to do my master's degree, I started performing, with the guitar and singing in order to pay my bills, because it was very expensive, and I think it continued from there. And then when I finally graduated, I found myself recording an album, and that's how it's just been. I think it's always been a part of me since then. Yeah.
What's as a child, probably the early days of your secondary school, late primary school and early secondary school, you have a thing, you might have a vision and a dream probably to become something. What were some of your dreams or your visions? Was it just music, or?
I've always had this overriding urge to affect people in a positive way. I always want to look at people and see how can I make things better for them. When I grew up, I went to Sacred Heart College, which is one of the top colleges in the country, and you'd expect that at Sacred Heart, you have big, like you have you're well-to-do, but my father really struggled, to give me a good education, and he, sometimes would go without food in the family just so he could afford that. And there was a certain time during that period, in the 90s when he didn't get a salary for 3 years, and it was extremely hard. So I think at that early age, I had a really serious urge to say, looking at my life and the reasons why my dad had to sell his car to pay my school fees, how do I change those things? How do I make sure that in the future that every Cameroonian child, every African child is able to stand up and afford the things that he needs and the dignity that he deserves. So I've always had that urge, first of all, to be able to influence the lives of people, and that affects my life as a musician, and even though I position myself as an activist very powerfully. But beyond that, I've always wanted to be a musician, and not just a musician. I've always admired people like Puff Daddy, who inspired me a lot, and their outlook to the 360 degrees business in music, not just performing, but endorsements, owning companies, owning businesses related and brands related to music, and that's it for me. And I think most recently, I've been working with one of the most successful musicians on earth. His name is Bono, the Irish pop star, and I think that's also reinforced, my conviction that, a successful musician is one who does three things. One, he does and performs good music. Two, he affects people in a positive way. So you need to give back to your community. And three, he's a real businessman. Yeah.
I don't know, showbiz.
That's show business. Yeah.
Wax Day. Why did you choose the name Wax Day as an artistic name? Wax like
when in school they used to call me Wax, because when we in Secret we used to mimic American rappers, and everybody had a name, YBD, ICE, ICFX, and I was Waxity, and just because, we needed something that's how we thought was cool back at the time, and then it kind of stuck because my physics teacher started calling me Waxy, and then so I ended up being called Wax, even by my parents at home, by my classmates, everybody. But I think it became Wax Day because at some point you'd go to Wax and everything there was rapper wax, there was ear wax, and it was confusing. So I started to add the day much later as an affirmation that Wax is in the house, Wax is in the building, Wax is here. Wax is the man you have to reckon with, and that's it. Yeah, Wax.
Okay, Wax. When you got into music, how did your parents react to the news of you getting into music?
My parents have always been very supportive. I think they've always been they've had a lot of confidence in what I wanted to do and let me make my choices to a large extent and guided me where they needed to. So I must be really appreciative of that. And I think, but one thing is that there's a couple of things my parents have told me that have stuck with me all through, and I think have affected the way I conduct myself as a musician and as a businessman, which is what my dad told me. Establish yourself and have the power to run the industry, so that you don't have to be a desperate musician. And I think somehow that's been the back of my mind, and everything I've done, it's never been about the music just to me. I've never gone and say, oh, I want to become the most famous artist. It's always been, how can I become the most influential artist? And I think that has guided me to establish myself as a businessman, so that the music swims on top of that.
Okay, what? When we understand that in life there are some do's and the don't that you probably will encounter as an artist. What are the kind of things that you don't like about artists?
About being an artist or about artists?
Being an artist.
About being an artist, I think somebody once said that artists spend their whole life trying to get famous, and then once they get famous, they start putting on shades and other things to hide from people. So it's a balancing act between do you want to lose the essence of the life that you enjoy on the streets, because I'm a people's person, and I get this very often when people see me and they're like, wow, I can't believe you're chilling here or you're walking with these people, I believe I come from the people and I want to feel that, and there's a lot of pressure on me to come out of that because I do not belong there, and dealing with that sometimes it can be stressful because you have to maintain a certain kind of lifestyle, which you might not be comfortable with all the time. So those are some of the things. But of course, you have to maintain that because you have a brand to protect, and the brand is money. So you have to treat it, yourself as a brand. Other things relate to the pressure of of commercialization versus remaining true to yourself as an artist. So you find, for example, I made a conscious decision that as an artist, I'm going to move away from, at a certain point, what comes from my heart, which is my guitar and my soulful sound, and do some commercial music. Now, it takes a lot of self-sacrifice to do those things, and you do them for a particular purpose, and sometimes you're not very comfortable with them. And I think that it's something that a lot of artists still grapple with. There's lots of successful artists that have stayed successful by moving with the times and changing. There's other successful artists that have stayed successful by remaining true to the sound. So I guess there's no formula, but then there's always a lot of grappling to be done about how to position yourself and what is acceptable for you as an artist.
Okay, before we come to other questions regarding Wax Day itself, it is good for us to watch or have a glimpse of one of his clips, Wax Day, so that you could familiarize yourself with it, and probably you get in touch with Wax Day in the nearest future. Thank you very much. I know you will be giving you more concerning Wax Day. We are here to really explore the artist Wax Day. But meantime, you can communicate with us on the numbers that are on your screen: 677-291300. 677-291300 is the only chance you have the opportunity to talk to Wax Day one-on-one, to ask questions concerning his career or concerning other things that you might need in your career as an artist. Remember, we have much to dish out today. Perhaps we will be finding out if Wax Day can, encourage or equally put on other artists, nominate other artists to be signed by record labels and other record labels. He's an artist with a very great portfolio and whose potential within Cameroon and the world cannot be overemphasized. Wax Day, yes. What do you like now being an artist?
I think just enjoying the music. The best part of being an artist is the music. It's the reason why.
Just the music?
Yeah, exactly. It's the reason why you get into it. If you get into music for any other purpose, it's not going to last.
What about the ladies?
That's exactly what I'm talking about. It's part of what I'm talking about. In order to have a long career as a musician, you must be passionate about the music. You must love the music and revere the music. Any other reason for which you do it, it's not practical. Okay. So the ladies will come and go, and if you don't have a hit tomorrow, the ladies are gonna go, and you can be a record executive, but then you're not an artist, and you're doing for the money, and you create channels for artists, and I do a bit of that as well. I do a lot of that actually as well. But then as an artist, your prime and most enjoyable moment should be creating the music, loving the music, and touching people with that music. Now, understandably, there's a lot of people that do it for the ladies, and want to be artists. There's a lot of people that have money and like, oh, how am I going to make people feel with my money? Let me get into a studio, put in some auto-tune and sing a song, and then people are going to see me on TV. Well, that is, but I mean, that's not art, and it's not sustainable, of course. You know it's going to end you. So I always believe that. I just believe strongly that with music, there is nothing as powerful and as endearing to the musician as the music itself. It has to be that, nothing else.
Wax Day, looking at the industry itself, you pinpointed an aspect that you started Lollipop, and now it's Calabash.
Yes, Calabash,
so
exactly.
Can you just tell us, we are getting things confused between where are you signed now?
So Calabash Music. Calabash Music. So Calabash has bought Lollipop in essence, yeah. So there's some partners that have come together, to be part of the musical revolution in Cameroon, and they've acquired a number of assets to make that happen. And set up a production company, an events company, and Lollipop as a record label has been bought and invited into that as well. Of course, I saw Lollipop to Calabash Music and got into Calabash as one of the partners, which is what I get for bringing Lollipop.
Meaning you can sign an artist.
Meaning I can propose an artist to be signed,
Okay.
yes. Meaning I'm pretty influential in Calabash Music, but of course Calabash is a consortium of people. And yeah, Calabash is established now. It's registered in Cameroon as a music and branding and communications company, which with its offices in Nkwain in Douala. And that is why basically I've moved back to Cameroon, so that we can together keep propelling this music to where it has to be internationally.
Wax, who is your role model, or who was your role model?
As I said before, like when it comes to
People have that musician has the attitude of changing role model when the goods get going and when the bad get going.
No, I've always admired, as I said before, I've always admired PDD. I've admired his outlook, his positivity. There's a lot of things about him and people like that we didn't get to learn as children. And I think one of the things I want to emphasize with young people and my kids when they grow up, I just have a son, he's 5 months old, 6 months old now actually, is that, we need to be brought up as Africans to be savvy business people, to understand the business world, to understand the principles of finance, to understand the principles of wealth building, and not just being smart, because we're smart people, we are powerful people, we have resources, we have terrible potential, we have fantastic potential as black people. But unless we're able to manage that and work with vision, we'll find ourselves, perennially incapable of achieving our full potential. And so I look up to people that embody the spirit of black, the spirit of black empowerment, the spirit of black wealth creation, the spirit of black financial management in a practical way, besides faith. And so that's what I want to be like. And I think music is just one of those things. I treat my music like I'll treat a bank. So for example, you'll never know the true worth of Wax Day by seeing the car that Wax Day drives in Oba. I treat it like a bank. That's a building. What you have as an artist is the platform you've built, and I think that speaks by the way that people interact with you, by the confidence that people at the highest level are able to have in you, and and relate with you and do business with you. And that's what we want really. We want to be able to create platforms, not just wear a fancy suit. Of course, I can wear like Hermes glasses, Gucci cufflinks, and really, but that is that. There is, I look up to people that that know the deeper meaning. That's one side. I mentioned also Bono from U2.
Yes.
Yeah, not just because I've worked with him over the past couple of years, but because he's a veritable embodiment of somebody who is really passionate about human beings, passionate about making a change, and doing it in a way that doesn't affect his music. He's still one of the top artists in the world. I had the chance to experience a U2 concert, and let me put it up to you, to guess, and to see the level of business to which these people go. How many staff do you think it takes, crew, to organize a U2 concert?
Definitely Wax Day. Since I'm not an artist, I might not be in a position.
Ballpark.
How many staff? Probably 3 or 4.
3, 4. How many? 3, 4 crew.
Yes.
No, that's not anything close. Well, let me put it this way. I had the chance of seeing people organizing a concert with 17,000 crew members. 17,000 crew members, and that's the level of business. You see this person, and coming out and still making $1 million out of that, and then the next day he's in Rwanda visiting refugees and trying to really move wonders to make a change. And I think these are the things that I really admire. On the one hand, you have a strong business sense about your music and a real fair business sense, because you get to grow and develop industry and develop people around you. On the other hand, you need to invest in people and see humanity become better. I think that to me is the perfect scenario.
Thank you, Wax Day. This message just brought me to my next round of discussion.
Yeah.
The Mami, the suffer for farm, for sending picking for school.
Yeah.
Chop no day, chop no day. And somebody just reflect on that, says, the message says, we learned that you signed the artist Rim Squad in your record label, and there's lots of controversies in the social media about this. Can you please tell us more about these?
Well, I've not said I've not said anything about Rim Squad before, because that is really beneath me. Because I think that is not the level at which but since it's a question now, I'll give the answer. Rim Squad has not been released by Lollipop Records. So anybody doing business with Rim Squad is doing at at their own peril. And I say with a smile, because I know Rim Squad recently produced a song with Flurry Boys. I could have turned down the song, but I like Flurry Boys. I think they're cool kids. And I spoke with ST Muna, recently about it, who's the owner of ST Records. Me and him we met at a business meeting in Mozambique, and like, when you're working with Akere Muna, with Metro, and you're talking about these things, and these kids are there, running their mouth on social media, you just tell yourself, well, like, should I really be bothered about it? No, I'm not. But basically, what I have to say is that I have not released them. Lollipop has not released them, and
so they are still
they're
part of.
They're still signed to Lollipop Records.
And now Calabash.
I won't say that. I don't think that they that they deserve to work with Calabash. They're clearly not up to it. But yeah.
Is it that they are not up to standard, or
no? Trust me. I said it before, and I still say it before. I said it before, and I still say it again. Rim Squad is one of the most phenomenal groups that Cameroon has produced.
Okay.
In terms of talent, I love their talent. I think it's spectacular. But just as young artists, there's things that you're supposed to understand about. When you have a contract and the way to do things. That people that we tend to ignore. And those things, I had an email that came to my inbox one week ago, and I was laughing about it because I signed a group in South Africa in 2009. And I think I did the first video, the first big budget video, hip hop video in South Africa was done by Lollipop. A guy called Motso, 16 bars, it's on YouTube, go check it. And it cost $25,000 basically. And, and when it became big and was covered on Trace and all that, the guys like, they went to sign deals behind my back with the state broadcaster, for Rim, And when I came to interfere, like, hey, just come do business here, like everybody, and I was like, okay, it's cool, go. And 6 years afterwards, they've been stalking me on social. It's on my Twitter account. I'm gonna retweet it out there. It's like, please, please, like this, please. But that's why I say it's not worth it. Those things take care of themselves. So, yeah. I hope that closes the subject.
Yeah, that closes the topic because actually it's coming from somebody who is follower of you and a fan of you.
Thank you.
And looking at the Cameroon music industry, and comparing it with other industry which you've observed and you've been part of, how will you describe the Cameroon music industry?
I think
the entertainment industry.
I'll tell you something, right? Which I spoke to I spoke about to the president of Afrima, and I want to use this example, because I think it's relevant because it's not just something I say, it's something I really believe in. In 2014 in Lagos, I won the Afrima Award for Best African Collaboration, and I was on stage to pick up that award for the Coconut Chocolate, the song I produced with Dibanj and Fali Ipupa. And, I was the only Cameroonian there. I'd asked Stanley Eno to enter for the award, and the closing date had passed, I think when he entered, but I literally, I followed up at the time and I saw that, they extended, and I said, hey, you can still enter, and he entered, and he was nominated, although he didn't win. But I was, there was me, Coco Ajante nominated, or Mani Bella and Stanley Eno, and after the awards, I was having lunch with the president of Afrima, and I told him, Cameroon has so much rich music. If you can come to Cameroon, it has so much potential, and the difference is that we have real content. There's Anglophone and Francophone cultures that are coming together, and and creating the most beautiful rhythms ever in Africa. I think if you go into Cameroon, you'd see music like you've not seen, that doesn't currently exist. I have so much faith in this industry. And guess what, they had a robust Cameroonian plan, met Cameroon, and this year, check out the number of nominations that came from Cameroon. And it's not just about, I don't think, these nominations came just by error. They came because the music is really good. I remember, he came back to me to tell me, hey, you know what, you were right about it. And, this is a personal experience he shared with me. He said when they were doing the nominations, for example, Revelation of the Year, they were stuck between Daphne and Corrido Bello when he just done Godwin. Godwin was a monstrous song, big, but on technical basis, the judges sat and compared the songs and thought, Daphne is better. So that tells you that, technically we're good, and the world knows that. I think it's just a matter of now, how we put our hands together in a structured way and push it forward. Which is why it's really sad that I find that a lot of young artists do not see the vision beyond this, because all of these things build towards something. And that is where I think that that's where Calabash comes in a very sublime but very professional and very deep kind of way, to bring in elements that people do not see with the eye, but, that are very important for the music to go forward.
Thank you, Wax Day. We'll be going to the next track of Wax Day so that we can equally get the pleasure to listen to it and watch it. This time with the fifth and the sixth eye. You probably have been watching it just like watching normal music, and this is Wax Day for you.
My name Nanded, but you can call me, you know what it is. I don't the hustle, no be small. Now it's time to chop money. So when I step into the club, Rolex, Gucci, Louboutin. Yeah, the DJ call my name. Yeah, the girls that scream my name. Wax Day. Oh, this baby fine. Oh, she done blow my mind. Said she want to spend my dough, but I swear I know the show. Till she whine to the floor. It no be as on the saca my cosa yo. My cosa, saca my cosa yo. My cosa, saca my cosa yo. My cosa, saca my cosa yo. Till she whine to my cosa yo. My cosa, saca my cosa yo. My cosa, saca my cosa yo. I don't they travel around the globe. Lagos, Joburg to Yankee. Number one girl is my show. Banky Moon is snap with me. If you don't know who I be, make you Google, you go see Wax Day. Oh, if you get my line, my Natalie go find you. Said she want to spend your dough, but you swear you not go show. Till she whine to the floor. It no be as on the saca my cosa yo. My cosa, 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 till she whine to my cosa yo. My cosa, saca my cosa yo. My cosa, saca my cosa yo. My cosa, saca my cosa yo. My cosa, Mami Sarah bouger, Papa Sarah bouger, Nathalie vient montrer, Samuel et tout danser. Mami Sarah bouger, Papa Sarah bouger, Nathalie vient montrer, Samuel et tout danser.
Thank you very much. I don't the horses no be small. Now time to chop money.
Time to chop money.
That's my best part.
So
in that
when I
song.
step into the club, Rolex, Gucci, Louboutin.
I have two most striking plays in that song. Banky
If
Moon
you don't
snap
know
with
who
me.
yeah, Banky Moon is snap
If you
with
don't
me.
know everybody.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I did a show for Banky Moon some time ago. Yeah, and it was great. We had a nice chat afterwards about activism, and so it was good. I think I've had some good times.
The first time I watched that video, I went home. I was just my place was. I don't the hustle not be small. Now the time to chop money. Banky Moon snap with me. And when I arrived at that place, Wax Day, I just say Javi's Day. Oh.
Yeah, that's how it's supposed to be. You know, that's what it's about.
So whenever
you know?
I sing that play, I just go to that
like
place.
I think you know
Javi's Day.
we always affirm ourselves as people. We need to affirm ourselves every day. Unless we believe in ourselves, people do not believe in us, and people take what we project.
Okay.
So you know, to me that song is not just a song I sing. It's my way of life. It's my attitude. You know, that's what I believe. That's what I project, and that's why you find me, for example, you know, meeting with Cameroon's but you find me meeting with President Kikwete of Tanzania, Olusegun of Obasanjo. You know, a couple of weeks ago. These people, you know, they come to me because I project that energy that this is who I am, and I think that, you know, if I can build that, I keep building that for myself and encouraging people around me to build that for themselves. Then, you know, we all go farther because, you know, you are what you project, basically. Okay. Yeah.
Wax, before talking about the album, which you told us a while ago, this message, are you married, Mr. Wax, the Mirabel from Malingo?
No, Mirabel from Malingo, I'm not married.
Okay, you're not married?
Yeah, no, yeah.
Okay, we'll be taking on other messages.
I think that answers the question, right?
Yeah, that answered the question.
Except there's another answer that has to follow that I'm not aware of.
The other say, sorry, I didn't mention I am James. Please, you. Thank you very much. Let me go to the other message. It says, in all your music, which do you like most?
So tonight I'm going to be performing at the Kamif Gala 2016 evening. I'll be performing the first single of my current album 360 Degrees. It's called Faut pas compliqué.
Okay.
I think that's the song I like most of all the songs I've done. It's not out yet. It'll be out tonight, but that has to be it. Yeah.
Okay.
So watch out for it, and it's going to be online. From tomorrow, maybe tonight. Who knows? But the world premiere is tonight in Boya, where it's all started. So yeah.
This message just coming in. Wax, you a good song. You are a good songwriter, producer. I appreciate that. So please, can you clear my doubt with beef? Can you clear my doubt with you beef with Jovi? And the other say, Wax, which is the most collaboration you want to see in Cameroon? And he says, I am a great fan of you and Jovi. So it break my heart when you blast Jovi. So can you clear the differences about my two great artists?
Look, let me be clear about this. I like if you I think Jovi is a great musician, and I've always said that. I'm the kind of person where I speak my mind.
Yeah.
I think Cameroon is blessed to have somebody like Jovi. Period. That's it for me. I also think that there's things about Jovi that I do not like, and I always say them out as well. It's a free world. People speak. I'd love to work with Jovi. I'd love to work with him. He's one of the artists I look up to in Cameroon. As wow, this guy is great. So to clear your doubts, I've got no beef with Jovi. It's just I'm a very honest person. Jovi doesn't like me. I don't like him either as a person. I respect him as a musician. He's told people that he doesn't like me, which is okay. It's a free world. Nobody's supposed to like another person. I think what he's doing is great for our industry, and I respect that. And if there's anything I can do to boost Jovi as an artist, I will do it. I will do it. When I was doing I know Jovi doesn't like projects like that. He doesn't go to projects for some reason. He's got his own way of doing things. When I was doing the final of No One Girl at Douala Bercy, I think there was an issue, with Renis, which I, missed my attention because my friend had just had an accident on that day while I was there, and my friend with whom I was organizing the show, and he was in a coma, and he later died. So there were lots of things that I was blind to at that moment. I didn't really give a damn. But I think when I left that show, it was like Renis was there, nobody took care of her, and so I think because of that, Jovi had an issue with me, and understandable. I don't have to defend myself to anybody, but I thought that last year, when MTN asked me to do the We Are the World collaboration to get artists together, and I invited Renis for it, and they ignored the invitation. Yuba Music ignored the invitation. I was like, I don't understand. I'm just doing this because it's Renis, and I thought you should come with a manager. It's paid, all expenses paid and all of that, and I got bad feedback. But still, it doesn't change. It's his way of doing things. Last year I still when I was doing the remix of Strong Girl with Bono, Banky W, Diemi Alade, and Diamond in Nigeria, I wanted Jovi on the song, and the one thing I remember saying, even if I knew he was going to say no to it, but I remember speaking to Bono's team and saying, this guy is the future of Francophone music, and he needs to be on the song, just so that we'll get their attention, and they were like, okay, next time, But then, a few months later, when he produced Akon's song, I sent them a message and said, this is the guy, you see his serious, like, what? They were like, wow, really? Yeah. So that's how much respect I have for Jovi still. As a person, I don't like him, and, well, there's nothing, there's no big deal about that. I think as long as I respect his music, respect him, and, and give him the due that he's, as a musician, then I've done my bit, yeah, exactly.
Oh, thank you, Wax Day. We will not overlabor much about the issue between you and Jovi because we are here today for Wax Day, not Jovi. Wax Day, this other message coming. Good day. I just want to ask Mr. Wax Day, who is his producer? He's coming from Good Luck, and still Good Luck asks if do you live in Boya?
So I've been here in Boya for the past couple of days because I'm supposed to perform tonight at the Kamif Gala evening, and Christine Achu, who is my manager now, is one of the organizers, and she asked me, to be here. And so I decided to come. And it's also been great because I've been able to attend a couple of events. I was at the African Magic Night. I was at Diageo's, white party last night, all white party last night, and just understanding the music. Because I only moved back to Cameroon this month, understanding what makes people think. As a producer, I need to get that. So I've been here, but I don't live in Boya. I live in Douala.
Why Douala?
Because Douala is an airport, and I travel every week. Okay. So I came in from I was in Cameroon last week, and then I went to SA. I went to Nigeria, where I launched a campaign in Lagos on Monday. And then I flew back here for this event, and I'll be going back to South Africa on Tuesday. Okay. So Douala, there's an airport. That's it basically. No. I mean, if Bamenda had an airport, I'll move to Bamenda, because that's where I come from. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Wax Zibe. We have my 17 bus station. You can still buy the bus.
Well, you know what you can get from my 17? My CDs are on sale at my 17 at Lost Music World, just above J4B. Yeah, that you can get 360 degrees, my new album.
Okay.
Yeah. And you can fly with it,
Yeah, thank you very much. The other message is Luis Man Zemani from Limbe.
Yeah.
Wax Day, you're a great artist. I love your music, but I would like to see you in a collaboration with Ice Spring Zamani. Do that for me, please. Thank you very much for that. Because of we'll be taking other briefly.
So okay, I'll ask Ice Prince if he likes the music and and it's good and he's got the time and then it's gonna happen. But obviously music is it's time. If you see, I understand from my schedule, if I have to do a collaboration, it takes months of planning, but of course I love Ice Prince and I mean, if there's demand, I'd love to do it.
We watch your Makosa, we have Dibanj and other artists.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I was shooting the video and Dibanj was in town. We're partying together. We actually did a show together. I think a couple of days before at Hush in Johannesburg. So we thought, let's get on with the video and get it cracking, and that's what we did.
Okay.
At some point, we were actually working on a song together as well, but things got really busy. I think we'll pick it up at some point later. Yeah.
Hello, it is Harry. Wax Day. I'm a big fan. I want to ask you that what does it take for a young artist to do a collaboration with you in order for them to grow? Thank you very much, Harry.
Well, I like to work with artists, no matter if you're big or small, because I learn a lot from people, and that's how you grow as a person. Everybody has something to offer. So if you have a great song and it has a good message, and you send me and I like it, I'm gonna jump in with you immediately. If I can make the time, it's very critical. Because my diary is full until I'm touring from May. Since I'm launching a new album, I have not done this before, but I'm touring in Cameroon the whole of this May, and I've got the tour in the United States, in Canada, and in Germany, opening till August. So yeah, but I'm sure we can find time to do stuff. So, hit me up.
So many messages coming in. Wax Day, which artist? Wax Day, which artist will you love to sign in your new music label? Which artist would you like to sign?
So Calabash Music has signed a few artists already, and work has already started in Calabash. There's a phenomenal rapper called Stanis, who is under artist development right now with Calabash Music. There is another phenomenal artist called Roxanne. Wassel, yeah. So there's big things coming for Calabash Music. Boofley in South Africa is a female singer, who's currently in studio. I was just chatting to her before that, recording, her third single as well. And Jaden was a street kid, I met in Cape Town, and signed to, and he's got a phenomenal single out in South Africa still. So we're pushing stuff. I was in Nigeria last week speaking with another artist as well that might be joining Calabash Music. I'm a Nigerian artist, so it's a nice Pan-African mix of artists across the continent. So always looking out for new talent. I think what Calabash Music is doing over the next year or so will be developing fresh talent that we can expose to the channels we have internationally.
Well, we'll be taking on this brief message, and when we come after this, Wax will be focusing on the album itself, so that your fans can get to know more about it. But meantime, you can still contact us on the numbers that are on your screen, so you can, if you have a question to ask Wax Day, or perhaps a remark concerning his career, this is the only chance you will have one-on-one with Wax Day, and it is only on CMTV, where we bring to you entertainment on a 4 metric ton. If it is not entertainment, then it is not CMTV. Wax Day, hello, it's Chiambah from Malingo. Please, Wax Day, has your music been branded devilish by fans?
Yeah, I think somebody said on social media some that I'm worshiping the devil, with music, which is okay. People have opinions and all of that, and to be quite honest, according to the standards of the Bible, I sing about sex in one of my songs, so maybe it's considered satanic in that way. So that is that. I also have a gospel song called Better, which is track 3 of the album, and I encourage every Christian to buy the album so they can enjoy that song, because that one song is more powerful than 10 gospel songs you can pick. So I think there's something for everybody in the album. Whether you're an atheist or you're Muslim, and all of that. There's enough in 360. That's why it's called 360 degrees. There's something for everybody. And as a musician, I'm just a channel. What I'm doing is looking at what society is, and I'm expressing that for people. So whether you're a charismatic Christian, I've got something for you, because I believe I should respect you in my album, and I think you should respect me back by buying the album for that purpose. Yes, so.
Okay, what's this message just coming in?
Yeah.
Hello, my name is Ngale Fasholia. I really love your program. I love wax eyeglasses. And his shirt. Please tell him to give it to me. And hi, that guy looks like Hoja of Ex Malaya, and that is are you his brother? The other message still in that line say, hello, I am Fashola DJ. I would like to work with Wax. Please tell him that I would like to work with him. Thank you very much. That one don't need much of reflection.
Yeah.
The other message says, Wax Day, what does someone need to do? What does someone need to do to prove that he or she has what it takes in order to be signed into your record label? It's come from Bondoma. Thank you, come from Bondoma. Wax will have to reflect on that. We equally have the next message. It says still similar message. Let me take on the other message. It says hello Wax Day, I am Tamanjong Bertrand. Just want to say you are just too much. Keep it up.
Wow, Tamanjong, thank you so much. I'm too much because of you. So yeah, let's all be too much. Yeah, why not three much? Yeah, to be signed to the Calabash, I think it's just good music. Sometimes we would sign an artist because of development.
Okay.
There's artists where you sign, you don't expect to stuff to happen right now, but you see a potential and you want to help this person to grow, because out of that something can come out. So I think if you have good music and and you're a good performer, you have good personality, that's basically what it is. I think that our industry is at a stage where we have to have a lot of community spirit in what we do and believe in each other.
Okay.
And that's where Calabash is at this point, because unless the industry itself grows, one label cannot stand and say I'm making a lot of money. So we need to come together, and that's what and that can only happen when we develop everyone. So I just want to shout out to all the labels that are doing their thing out, Best Music, New Build Music, Empire. I think all of these people are coming together. And one of the the biggest labels that I've seen, just really doing great stuff in terms of stepping up the game for Ntete Empire. All of these things come together, to boost our industry. And when we've worked together and built the industry, then individuals can start stepping up and say, I'm the PDD, in financial terms. That's it. Yeah.
Thank you, Wax. Hello, is Wadikum from Moya. Wax Day, how can young artists get to you in person and prove something? Thank you very much. You can contact Wax Day manager or management. Shortly after the program, we will have a means through which you can get to Wax Day.
Yeah.
Messages are too many coming in from. He said, hi, I am Frank from Boyatown. I want to ask how I can talk to you in person. So many persons want to talk to Wax Day in person. You can ask a question on the numbers that are on your screen, so that you can be Wax Day can get to you. Thank you very much, Wax Day. We might not have time to reflect on most of these messages. Let's get back to the crux of the matter.
Yeah.
Looking at the 360, what's so special about 360?
360 degrees to me, I think it's first of all, it's a collaboration project for me. That's what I call it. On two fronts, I collaborated with two producers, Cornell, who grew up in Boya and is now with me in South Africa. He's the official Lollipop, signed to Lollipop as a producer, and an Angolan producer called O Magic. So we worked on this together. But it's a mixture of the urban sounds that we have today in West North, in West, Central, and South Africa. So you have South African house, with collaborations with South African artists such as Boosley, South African hip hop artists such as Cassper Nyovest and Lection, Nigerian artists such as Banky W and Yemi Alade on the song on it, and Cameroonian artists, first of all through the producer and Stanis, who signed to the label. So yeah, that's what it is to me. 360 degrees is like we've gone full circle as a person, as a businessman, because I'm coming back to Cameroon now. I'm launching a new cosmetics company. I'm rebranding Number One Girl, my TV show, which is going continental, and 360 is just a statement of happiness and confidence with who I am as a businessman, as a musician. That's Wax Day 360 degrees.
Thank you, Wax Day.
Yeah.
When we look at 360, is this the only album you have, or you've had other
I've had
albums?
other albums before. As I said before, I was signed to Share Music in SA as a jazz artist. I did African Soul with them. Before that, I did Alligator's Arms, back then, which I released in Cameroon. So this is actually my third release, official market release, and yeah, and I'm just quite excited, to be here with it. As I said before, I'm performing the first single from the album, Faux Pas Compliqué, tonight on Camif worldwide premiere. On my birthday, which is the 9th of May, I'm launching the music video with the queen of African pop, Yemi Alade, worldwide out of Cameroon. And if Boya has what it takes, we're gonna do a big, massive party in Boya. In June, my friend and bosom friend, the producer of KDK, Fire on the Mountain, is coming to work with Calabash in Cameroon. So there's lots of things happening around 360, around the business, around the artist development, that I think it's a great time to be here, to be back home with this product. Yeah.
Okay, what's in 360? What's the target group? Is it general public?
It's just people who love good music, who love to dance to music. Yeah. The song itself, 360, is a very soulful song. If you listen to it, it features Nasty C, who's the breakout artist of the year in South Africa, hip hop artist. Yeah. But it's a very soulful song. I sing it in English and in Akum, my dialect, small London. But the album itself is by and large a dance album. You have songs such as Mbagalum, which is a club song, which draws inspiration from small London and Graffiti people. You have other songs such as Samuel Eto'o, which is my way of appreciating not just Eto'o himself as such, but every young Cameroonian that's out there doing us proud. And I keep always emphasize, because the song is not out, people have been asking me to listen to the song, how much did it pay you? Nobody pays me for anything. I just stop because I like it.
Thank you very much, Wax Day. Let's quickly rush with some of the messages. Please, Wax, according to you, which music genre do you think is more promising for Cameroon? Thanks, Luis at Malingo.
Which music genre is more promising for Cameroon? I'll tell you what, strangely enough, I think Cameroonian soul is the best thing we have to offer. And I say that from the perspective of, I grew up listening to Henry Zikonge, for example. And just the power and the potency in that music and the way it burst through international audiences was really poignant. Today you have the Charlotte Dipandas, and the soul and the guitar in that music is the best, to me, the best export that Cameroon has. It's a bit has to do with Bikusi, our bass guitarists and their popularity, but I think the Cameroonian soul is something special. Now we've taken Afrobeat. And of course, we are going to do spectacular Afrobeat because we have the soul in it. When you listen to Mr. Leo, On va jouer, Igo Beta, I've been rooting for that guy since he first released Igo Beta, in everywhere I go across the world. And it's just glad to see that, On va jouer is not big today because it's Afrobeat or it's because it's got this, it's big because it's the soul, the Cameroon soul that it has. And I'm really passionate about that. And I think that that's what's going to take us international again as the young, the young new crop of Cameroonian musicians. So I think Cameroonian soul, our folk music, however I call it, whether it comes in the form of Afrobeat or it comes in the form of, hip hop or, whatever it comes in.
When it's good.
Quand c'est bon, c'est bon. Yeah.
Hi, I am Nothing Desire. I want to say I want to be like you, Wax.
Thank you, man. That's what life's about: inspiring people, inspiring yourself, inspiring others. I get inspired by a lot of people, and we should not be ashamed of being inspired. And looking up to people. That's the way to learn. That's the way to grow.
Hello, it is El Magnifico, Eric in Boya. Mr. Wax Day, please. I would like to know what it takes for an upcoming artist to collaborate with you or to be signed your record label. I think we have tried this message before. This other message say hi to you there in the studio. Tell Wax Day that I enjoy his swag. Keep the flame burning. From Alain Gaba in support.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you.
That you keep the film going. The other music says, hello CMTV, my station for life. Please ask Wax Day if he is married.
No.
Young KE from Moya.
I'm not married. I'm not looking. Right
And
now.
you're not
let's
searching.
let's keep it to the music. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Wax Day. And excuse me. What's up, Wax Day? I am Jenny Brown, the rapper with the crown, the
Wow.
best around, and I wanna know which off song will you like to feed me? Which off song will you like to
Which
feed
of my
me?
song?
Yeah, in the
First
future.
of all, I like your confidence. That's what life's about. You should never be scared of saying this is who I am. This is what I am capable of. If you're the king, don't be scared. Nobody's gonna make you king unless you feel and think and speak like a king. So Jenny Brown, hit me up on on Twitter, on Facebook. Let's see what you got. If your music is as good as your introduction, then we have something going.
Thank you very much. We shall be taking on a quick break, and when we come back, we'll probably be taking the last phase of this program, one-on-one with Wax Day, who is an artist whose greatness cannot be overemphasized.
Yeah. Wax Day. A Bakwa boy. Alright. Okay. See the way that she moving, she making me feeling like I should be inside your waist. Inside your waist. She be feeling the boy, oh. See the way that she jolly, she killing me slowly. You follow your waist. You follow your waist. You go follow the boy, oh. She say, who are you? Where you from? Where you going to? But she want to confirm. I go put it down, she go confirm. She say, who are you? Where you from? Where you going to? But she want to confirm. I go put it down, she go confirm. Yeah. Baba kule ya photo. I want kule ora. I want kule ora. Ya kule ramoto. Baba kule ya photo. I want kule ora. I go make you to dance bagalum. Bagalum. I go make you to dance bagalum. Bagalum. I be a Bakwa boy, oh. Besuki, bere mole ku besuki, baby, kumole, oya ma kumole, baby, besuki, bere mole ku besuki, baby, kumole, oya ma kumole. See the way that she rollin', the way that she rollin' her body, yeah. She done make me to notice, girlfriend to make me to notice, yeah. I don't deserve it, but girlfriend killin' me softly, yeah. Cause she knows that she get down, that's why she want me to pet down, yeah. With or without it, but I let no be so. If you don't doubt it, I feel to carry your baby go. Fit to give you that loving, take it fast or take it slow. Ya kule ramoto, baba kule ya photo, I want kule ora, I want kule ora.
You're welcome back from that song, which we have Bagalum. What is Bagalum?
I can make it to dance bagalum. Yes.
What with the feature
Yes,
with Casey? How was it possible?
K-Switch is, he's a good friend of mine. We chill out a lot in Nigeria. We go partying, and I think we recorded this song because we're in the band studio one day. He's the band's junior brother.
Yeah.
And Divi, the band's producer, played me a bit and was like, hey, let's do something in Yoruba. I'm like, no man, I'm not Yoruba. I'm from Cameroon, and and he's like, so no, but this is. I'm like, no, if you want to do something, that's something Cameroonian. And we're thinking like, okay, what is Cameroon? I'm like, well, no, in Cameroon we dance bagalum, not, and then that's how the whole thing comes out. Like, oh, okay, so, and I said to him that, by the time I'm done with you guys, you'll all be dancing bagalum. And I think that's just how the vibe went. And then it was great, we came together, we came again to Cameroon, more of just looking around, to shoot the video. Shout out to Dr. King Stevens, madly talented guy. I can't wait to see him, taking over Africa, the new Clarence Peters. And and then we had fun shooting this video, with a great crew, from here, and yeah, that was it, good story.
Okay, Wax Day. We have a few minutes to go.
Yeah.
More messages just coming in. We'll just take one or two more.
Yeah.
But before then, how can any free CDs for your fans?
Of course, yeah. So why don't we do a little game? Let's think of something. So we can give out 5 CDs basically.
Okay,
you know,
5.
and to win, you know, I think you have a day. You know, to answer, or a couple of days to answer, you know, how many artists, or name 3 artists that are featured on the album 360 Degrees by Wax Day. Name 3 artists that are featured on the album 360 Degrees by Wax Day, and you know, and we'll give out 5 CDs. We said
Yes,
right,
5.
yeah, 5 CDs to 5 lucky viewers. Autograph CDs, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So name 3 artists featured in Wax Day 360. That is it. This message just coming in. Hello, Hara. This question goes to Wax Day. Can you please tell me what has inspired you to go this far in life? It's coming from King Songomo from Intiko. And the other message here says, having collaborated with artists both home and abroad, where do you think the Cameroonian artists get it wrong? And the second still, is Wax Day a better artist or business monger?
I think Cameroon artists are not getting wrong. You know, they are perfecting their art. As I said, I was here when things started in Boya, and it's just very impressive how far they've come. I think it's a matter of support now to the artists. You know, the reason I mentioned Bono before, you know, who's my mentor, doing a concert with 17,000 crew is just to tell you that it takes an immense amount of resources to pull out a great act. And I think that companies and people and investors need to start investing in our art like that, because I don't view art, music, as, you know, people say intellectual property. No, to me, music is real estate. Because I've seen the benefits in music. I've seen what comes out of publishing. You know, when you say Michael Jackson, you know, a month ago, his you know, publishing rights were bought for $400 million. That is real estate. It's not intellectual, makes it look like it's, you know. So yeah, that's basically it for me. A businessman, music, I think both. You know, music is a part of me, business is a part of me. I just think that where we are as a country, we need a lot of business in the music, and that's why I focus a lot on the business side. You know, because it's a reality of where we are. You know, it's a choice between you do great music, focus on the music 100% and starve. You know, but I don't want to suffer.
Okay.
Yes, and you know, as I said before, I don't suffer no be small. Now it's time to chop money. So I want to spend my cash, but I want to
So
earn
that
it,
when you get into the floor,
exactly.
all
When
the
I get to the floor, I want to be the Wax Day that you see. You know, I want to wear my Gucci cufflinks in peace. I want to buy my Hermes glasses. You know, but I want to work for them. You know, and that's why I need to keep the business going.
so many messages. We are sorry we might not have time to reflect or to react to your messages. But Wax Day, how can they get in touch with your management or your team?
So I can't even remember my manager's number, you know, but you can send an email to calabashent@gmail.com. That's Calabash Entertainment, ENT for entertainment, calabashent@gmail.com. Yeah, and my manager is Christine, so she's gonna get back to you. Yeah, or go to my Facebook, you know, like my Facebook page, Wax Day. You can always send a message there, and then my management is always on it as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Wax Day. We'll just take few just for injury time. This is to satisfy your fans. They say, I am Kum Elvis from Moya. Wax Day, please sing with Stanley Eno. I love you both.
Stanley Eno. Akumboy, Wax
That
Day.
you should sing with Stanley Eno features.
Akumboy,
Do you have any future project?
with Stanley Eno. No, I know we talked about it some time ago, but you know, we're both very busy people. So, but that will come. I think the time's gonna come when that will happen. You know, yeah. Until then, you know, let's just keep
An interesting
watching.
message here.
Yes.
363 artists featured on Wax Days 360 are Banky W, Yemi Alade, and K Switch.
Yeah. So okay, I think that deserves a CD.
It's coming
first.
from
Yeah.
El Magnifico Eric in Boya.
El Magnifico Eric and Boy. That I need to. I've got that in my mind, so I'm going to sign up the autograph before I leave here. Awesome. Let's do it actually.
No,
while
we'll
we're
take a
doing
break,
this.
then we'll sign it.
Now let's be doing it while the break is. Let's keep going. Yeah. El Magnifico Boya. Yeah. Let's go on. Yeah.
So that came from El Magnifico.
Yes. So.
Yes. We'll have other messages coming in.
El Magnifico.
So El
Yes,
Magnifico, you can come and grab your CD at CMTV Studio.
Yes,
autographed by Wax Day, and we'll be taking on our final break. When we come back, we'll hit the last nail in this program, the coffin of this program, which will go in the annals of history. That Wax Day came to Boya, fought, went, and conquered.
Me say I like you. That's how it's supposed to be. Oh no, for me and you.
you're welcome. And this other message, Wax Day.
Yeah,
Wax
so-
Day, are you sure you're prepared for these guys?
Of course I am.
Because so many messages coming in.
But-
Banky W, Yemi Alade, Banky W, and Nasty C
Yes.
by P Cube in Moya.
P Cube Moya, we are autographing a CD. No, like, I mean, we can only give out 5 CDs, as we said,
Yeah.
but then you know you can get the CDs, right? Everybody else, you can buy the CDs at Lost Music World in mile 17. Yeah, above J4B, it's only 1,000 francs now. Yes, P Cube.
Yeah, P Cube in Moya.
Yeah, let's go on while I'm signing.
Okay, the others coming in, it says I am called Easy Rice Wax Day. I wanna ask you how you started to become who you are. I want to be a star. I want to be star to sign. So can you sign me? I will make you proud.
So, as I said before, I cannot sign you because I sign people who do music for music.
Okay, the
not
other-
for stardom.
what-
Me, I'm not a star, I'm a musician. I'm a businessman.
We have other say K Switch, Don
Yeah.
Tom, Yemi Alade is coming from K Switch, Don Tom, Yemi Alade, and Kings is coming from King Someone.
Wrong answer. Don Tom's not on this answer. Wrong answer.
It's not in that
Don Tom's
case.
not on this album actually. Yemi Alade and K Switch, yes, but Don Tom is on my previous album. You know, the I Don't See My Wife song. Yeah,
So that person just lost a CD.
yeah, just lost a CD, but he can buy one. You know, yeah,
Okay, a free
Yeah.
CD.
he can buy his own CD.
Okay.
Yeah, we can give him a discount maybe.
Okay, you see, briefly, this one says, I am. Hi, CMTV is Ingrid from Malingo. 3 artists are K Switch, Yemi Alade, and Banky W.
That's right. Yay! Another winner. But anyway, let's see. Okay, we'll give 6 CDs.
6 CDs.
Yeah, let's add one more.
So it means Ingrid to have a CD.
Yes,
So you can come to CMTV at Malingo, Moya Road to get your CD. Your CD from Wax Day. That will be autographed. We don't have much time here. Mr. Wax Day, you made me feel so alive by making me feel that as a girl I can become something great in life. When you visited my school last year when I was in opposite from Susie Young in
Yes, so
Boya.
Susie Young, thank you for reminding us, and please share the message with other young girls that you can be anything you want to be. Women have so much potential. Unfortunately, because of cultural issues, social issues, legal issues, even in Africa and in many parts of the world, women don't get to achieve their full potential. So we have a fight for women every single day to say, hey, let's give women the tools they need to reach their full potential. And women like you, Susie, are important because you can teach other girls that you can become anything you want to be. Yes, so.
Okay, just this last message is coming from Ngale. Is the same answer. The message, according to his message, says Banky W, K Switch, and Yemi Alade.
Why is nobody think about Stanis from Cameroon?
I think any message. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you very much.
But that's right actually. Yeah, well done. Yeah.
It means we don't have okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Wax. We don't have much time here in the studio. Where can they get this aside from Boya?
It's going on online today from on iTunes. You can download from iTunes or any of the big music sites. It's going to be in stores worldwide as well. From today, you can get it from Boy, as I said, and go to my website, waxexperience.com. Go to my Facebook page, Wax Day, and you'll get the full list of where you can get Wax Day 360 Degrees. But as of today, it's officially out. Let's Pop Champagne 360 Degrees by Wax Day, and don't miss tonight the Camille performance of the first ever worldwide premiere of the song Faut Pas Compliqué. It's a song that's going to, I think in terms of music, define who be who.
Briefly, your advice to young artists in 3 words.
Well, just work, focus, believe.
To existing artists
Work, focus, believe.
and to would-be artists.
Work, focus, believe.
Who is
Most
the-
importantly,
Who is
believe.
the best artist you love in Cameroon? In 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3.
Wax Day.
Okay. Thank you very much, Wax Day.
Yes,
We'll be taking in the final break, then wrap up this program. Thank you very much. If you did enjoy the program, you can hook us on www.chillenmusictv.com. You get more on programs from CMTV. And if you want to get to Wax Day, you can go to Calabash Music. What?
calabashent.gmail.com. Yeah, exactly. On my website, my Facebook, Wax Day. Yeah, and get in touch.
Thank you very much, Mr. Wax.
Thank you for having me. Thank you, and thank you for watching. It's been great being here. I love CMTV. Don't go nowhere.
And we hope one day we'll have artists too from Nigeria here in the studio.
We will, for sure we will. As I said, they are coming now. Let them come, let's talk, but also, that's not even my hope, because that one is even a given. My hope is that we should have more artists from Boya on platforms like Pulse TV in Nigeria.
Thank you very much, Mr. Wax. It is on this note that we crown things up here in the studio, broadcasting from Malingo Street, 100 meters from Malingo Junction. Until then, I will say bye-bye and thank you very much for watching. It is bye-bye from this end.